Northern Korean army, the Soviet Union.
The debate continues at Lake Success, and at a recent session, Russian support for North Korean aggression received this comment from the United Kingdom's representative, Sir Gladwyn Jebb.
Having now been, most of them, brought up from infancy on a doctrine of state infallibility, it seems almost impossible for any member of the government of the Soviet Union to believe that that government could in any circumstances be wrong, and indeed for any member of the Soviet Union not to believe that his government is always, as it were, divinely inspired. Faced with this situation, the rulers of North Korea decided that their brethren of the South must be given a lesson. The existence of a free regime on their very doorstep was naturally anathema to them. They planned a crime which, in the circumstances, it is true, could hardly have been carried out undetected, but which they thought they could get away with because the policeman's back was turned. However, the policeman, though perhaps somewhat off his guard, was not indifferent. Though jumped on, he blew his whistle, and a number of other policemen are now coming to his aid. The argument that all the policemen ought now to be called off, leaving the victim to the tender mercies of the attacker, is not one which I'd like to find much favor, if only for the fact that if this were done, it would be only too likely that the incident would soon be repeated and that Asia would once again be the scene of the crime.
Australia is one of the nations sending policemen to the scene of the outrage. Veterans of World War II have been recruited for a special force to fight under the United Nations flag in Korea. It's expected there'll be an action in a matter of weeks. In Sydney, stores and equipment are seen being loaded aboard the Australian tribal-class destroyer Warramunga. Again, it's a matter of urgency, and the ship was soon to be on her way to join other vessels of the Australian Navy in Korean waters. Warramunga already has a fine record of active service. We can be certain she'll play her part well in the present struggle. Air attacks on Seoul are part of the general plan to defend the Busan perimeter. Depots, transport and lines of communication throughout the area now held by the invaders are the main targets. Here, for instance, Superforts plant 400 tons of bombs on the munitions center of Hungnam in North Korea. Later, 1,000 tons were dropped on enemy concentrations near the Naktong River.